Good morning, second period. We are in week 5, day 4. It is Thursday, April 30th. We are going to begin session 6, which is a mini lesson, and it is focusing on studying when character traits collide. Readers, yesterday you thought about how sometimes power imbalances explain the tensions in relationships. I thought about that since, and it's making me notice power imbalances in my life as well as in my book. I bet that's happening to you as well. There are other moments, though, when I notice tensions between people and books and films all around us, and it feels like there may be something other than power getting in the way of people getting along. Like, let's look at this meme for a moment. What do these characters make you think about? What might be causing these two characters to clash? What if I told you, shut up? Readers, I think you might be thinking that it seems as if the relationship between these two characters is never going to work because one seems like a wise teacher ready to impart his wisdom to everyone, and the other is a grumpy cat who is never going to listen. I can't see this relationship going so well. It's interesting, certainly, that there are times that even good friends or romantic partners don't get along. But usually, if these relationships are good ones, most of the time their clashes are temporary. But sometimes the clashes between characters are deeper than a brief spat. These characters might have traits that, when put together, cause discomfort and friction. So, readers, today I want to teach you that two characters might clash because of something entrenched and long lasting about their traits. We can analyze the reasons for these traits colliding to come to deeper thinking about these characters and their relationship. Readers, you're already skilled at studying character traits, including tracing multiple character traits, looking at characters' less likable sides, and revising your thinking about characters over time. Today, let's extend that work by thinking not just about a character's trait in isolation, but about how the traits of two characters might play off of each other in a relationship. Sometimes character traits might complement each other, and sometimes they might collide with one another. Okay, turn my page. Let's look at two characters who have traits that seem and fixed that might cause them to clash with each other. In the scene from Moana, Moana's father is chief of the tribe, and Moana is poised to take over. Her father wants her to act in ways that he feels are best for the tribe and fitting of a chief. From the start of the film, there have been signs that Moana and her father clash. Let's study one of their clashes and see if we can figure out whether this clash is caused by traits of theirs that are colliding somehow. Wow, we certainly see some trait collision here, right? When Moana suggests that there's fish, that the fisherman's fish outside into the beyond the reef, her father is furious. It seems her father wants Moana to settle down, be satisfied with life on their small island, but Moana is drawn to the open sea, which is absolutely forbidden. I heard a lot of you talking about traits of theirs that might be the cause of this clash, like Moana is adventurous and her father is fearful, or that Moana is an explorer and her father is a homebody. These are all really smart ideas. Certainly, that's one way character traits might collide. Or one kind of trait collision, we might say their traits are opposite. That's a smart theory about the reason for Moana and her father's clash, that they have opposite traits. As you know from all of the character work you have done in the past, after you develop an initial theory, when you read on, you look to see if new information proves or disproves your theory. So let's watch on, seeing if we can get a bit more information about Moana and her father that might fit in with the theory we have about why they are clashing. Interesting. Did this new information prove or disprove our theory about why they are clashing? So, this big revelation is that actually Moana's father used to be a lot like her, brave, adventurous, drawn to the open water, but he got caught in a storm and he lost his friend. No wonder he is the way he is, and no wonder he feels so strongly about Moana leaving the island. He knows how powerful the draw of the ocean is, and he also knows how dangerous it is. So here's an aha. Many times characters clash not because they are so different from each other, but because they are very much alike. Readers, this is really interesting thinking work. We studied two characters who always seem at odds with each other. We came up with an initial theory about the traits of theirs that might be causing them to clash. We read on with this theory in mind. In this case, we learned more about one character's history, and we found out that actually the two characters are very similar. So our learning today really has two parts. First, studying the reasons for characters' clashes leads to really interesting thinking. Second, as always, when studying characters, you can grow deeper ideas if you hold on to those initial theories loosely and read on to see if you can get new information that proves or disproves these theories. Let's add the thinking to our anchor chart. So now that you've had a chance to try this work, before you turn and go off on your own, I'll suggest a couple of other ways character traits might collide. In some cases, one character has a strong trait, and another character wishes he or she could be that way. In other cases, both characters strive to be a certain way. They clash because they recognize their weaknesses in one another. Think for a moment, then give me an idea about the traits colliding in your novel, The Serpent King. You won't have time to explore all of the reasons these character traits collide, but you will have time to name a relationship or two when this is possibly happening and make a plan to investigate these relationships as you read today. So think about, where do you see the possible collisions of trait in The Serpent King? Some of you may already have seen traits colliding in your novels, the characters, and some of you may have seen potential for it. I wonder how this plays out in our relationships. Knowing more about this potential, we might make allowances for people which would help us avoid conflict. Fascinating. So, readers, for a moment, think about your choices for today. You might want to consider which relationships are helpful and positive and which are negative and destructive. You might study power imbalances, or you could refer to your work as you did yesterday. And now you might be studying colliding traits and track that thinking in your notes. So make sure that you are reading for today's task, chapters 13 and 14 in The Serpent King. You then are going to create a meme showing the power struggle of one of the relationships in The Serpent King. The link for the meme generator is in Google Classroom, and you will insert your created meme onto the assigned Google Docs, and you will turn that in so that I can see it. You're going to submit your meme, and then you're going to explain it so that I have a little blurb about it. I hope you have fun with this, and I hope you keep it classroom appropriate. I hope you have a great Thursday, and I will talk to you tomorrow.